Mercedes, and the words that should come to your mind are things like German, reliable, luxury car manufacturer. So when you take an A-Class and you pair it up with AMG craftsmanship, then the combination is amazing. Rumored to be internally codenamed the Beast, with more brake horsepower per litre than any other car, this is the Mercedes A45 AMG. It's really young, it's very modern, very sleek. You've got this beautiful black leather. In fact, a lot of it is, in this particular model, very dark inside. So you've got black leather on the seats with this option. And that's complemented by two things. One is the beautiful amount of carbon fiber effect that's going on here in the middle. And you've also got very subtle hues of red, very AMG-ish in style, but it actually enhances everything, makes it look much more sporty and young. So you've got red stitching on the dashboard, you've got red sort of lines and marks on the chairs, and even better than that is actually the small ring of red that you've got around the air vents. It really enhances everything. Dashboard is one of the best dashboards I've seen on a current car that I've used. It's very simple, very elegant, very sporty as well, and very modern. So you've got all the information that you would want to see on the dashboard. You've even got like a race timer if you want to really get into the boy racer kind of mode. So that's there available as well. Space-wise, this car is very spacious. It's one of the things that surprised me. The space in the front is good. The space in the back is just phenomenal. You've got plenty of space. You've got a beautiful moonroof or sunroof, whatever you want to call it. Plenty of sunlight coming in, and you can obviously put the blinder on when you want to get it covered, especially here in summer at the moment. Now, a couple of things that I have with the car in terms of gripes. Let me talk about the screen. There's a beautiful screen here, which is very centrally located. Both passenger, driver, and even the people at the back can see that screen without any issues. But when I first got into the car, I started touching the screen, assuming that it was going to be a touch screen. But in fact, it isn't. And that's one of the criticisms I have of the sat-nav and multimedia section of this car. The other issue that I have is this. Check this. In order to control what is happening on the screen, you've got to dial near the driver's side. But in order to turn the screen on and off, you've got another dial located on the front. And it just feels like you've got two dials to kind of access the screen. So that's one criticism I have of the arrangement of the screen. Another thing is the fact that the screen doesn't go into the car. So if you're parked up here, particularly in summer, outside, then I don't know what that will mean for the screen, especially if you're in direct sunlight. And if you're in Europe, the US, if you're in parts of the UK, for example, where it's not particularly safe, then this is going to attract a lot of potential thieves, because they'll assume it's just another sat-nav that they can kind of break into and take. So it would have been nice for Mercedes to have an option where it would go into the car. One last criticism, and one thing that really I'm still trying to get my mind across as to why the guys at Mercedes did this. If you look to the left hand side, you'll see that there is the light indicator, left, right, and that's kind of incorporated with the wiper blade option. But right below that, like literally next to that, is the cruise control option. And when I first got into the car, I was looking for the cruise control, and I wanted to take an indicator left and right, and I found that I was actually hitting that kind of stick by mistake. I look at the dashboard and I realized that cruise control has been activated, and then you kind of panic, you get worried. And it would have been a wise idea to perhaps remove that, even if they put that on the steering wheel. I hope that with the next iteration, I hope Mercedes and AMG decide to change that. When you look at this car, it's very interesting. There's no V8, there's no V6, but it does have reportedly powerful series production turbo 4-cylinder in the world. It's hand-built, 2-litre produces 360 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque. And that's matched up with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which is then matched up to an all-wheel drive system. And the drive on this car is absolutely phenomenal. In terms of picking up speed, it will pick up speed in an insanely short amount of time. Move from gear to gear very easily, very quickly. You don't even notice. And it's coupled with this beautiful exhaust engine sound. Actually quite interesting. It grabs a lot of attention, and you know, if you like that sound and you enjoy that kind of feeling, then this thing will keep you entertained all day long. It's interesting, a lot of the roads here in Abu Dhabi have a 120-kilometer speed limit. So what I found was that I put my foot on the throttle, on the accelerator, and suddenly the dashboard is flashing out at me that you're exceeding 120 kilometers very quickly, and you don't even realize that. So in terms of, you know, summarizing the drive experience in one word, I would use the word zippy, because God, this thing is really, really zippy. And particularly in city driving, when you're going through traffic, you're going in and out of cars, it's zippy then. And if you've got a straight stretch of road, you put your foot down, suddenly you feel like a boy racer. It's zippy because it'll get from 0 to whatever the speed limit is in an insanely, like ridiculously short amount of time. It really is a very, very different experience.